you get into some of the rural markets, things are a little different, right?
Right.
My uncle can
That's right.
dig the basement. My
Yes.
cousin can do the electrical.
Right.
I've got a brother that does plumbing. But in order for us to offer the high quality product that we want with the warranty that we want to provide, we need to be able to use our vetted trade base.
From cornfields to high rises, office to industrial, houses to hotels, and every other asset class in real estate, we cover the people, the projects, and the profit. Welcome to the Investing in Iowa show. This show is for go-doers, action takers, and business owners. It's for people like you who are sick of Uncle Sam taking a huge bite of your apple. If you're looking to get ahead of what's taking place in Iowa, learn who is doing what, and how you can get in on the action, you're in the right place. Hosted by Neil Timmins, an Iowa native who has been involved in over $300 million in real estate right here in Iowa. Recording in studio from West Des Moines. Here's your host, Neil Timmins.
I've got Matt Daniels here on the show. Matt, welcome.
Thank you for having me today, Neil. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited you're here. Say for the audience's sake, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Okay, so my name is Matt Daniels. I am the Director of Operations for Origin Homes. Origin Homes is the rural build on your lot housing division over at Hubble Realty Company. So service all 99 counties of Iowa, building custom homes. We like to say that we can get to places that nobody can get to. So that's our jam. That's what we do. And then we also have a secondary market initiative that we do. We partner with smaller communities around the state, typically building in those communities 3 to 5 homes at a time, just depending on the needs of the market and what it can support. So far, we have successfully entered 22 counties as of, I believe, Monday, and excited. We're growing and thankful for the opportunities that we have as we work across Iowa.
Take me back to where it began. Where'd you grow up?
So actually born, not a lot of people know this, fun trivia fact, I was born in Ogallala, Nebraska,
Okay.
quite a ways away, but grew up in Waverly. So Waverly, Shell Rock, and graduated from Waverly. I was there, family of 6, so I'm the youngest of 4.
Okay.
Graduated from Waverly, then I played a year of college football down in the Quad Cities for Augustana,
Yeah.
and then went back to Cedar Falls and played some collegiate rugby up there.
Okay.
So kind of rounded out my college career at UNI, started working some part-time construction jobs, getting a feel for what that was like.
Sure.
Really enjoyed being outside, making connections, working with everybody, and really learning the process. So for me, it was about understanding holistically how to build a house, and was thankful for those opportunities that I had. But I moved down to West Des Moines in 2007 and have worked with some local builders in the area doing high-end custom homes until I had the opportunity to take over this division at Hubble Realty Company. So I'm very fortunate.
Take me to this division. I'm curious as to Hubble's perspective and the team's perspective about why this? How
Mhm.
does it make sense and fit into what is a tremendously diversified construction investment company?
Sure. So, I wasn't there when Rick approached the decision makers and,
Sure.
and obviously himself and Kyle, but the board to figure out the next step. But I know he had the idea of starting this division because of there was a need that he saw. Folks were either calling in or emailing or touring homes, Hubble homes, and own land, right? And so the idea was, hey, I really want to build this house on my land, on my property,
Yeah.
somewhere that's outside of the metro. And I think that's kind of helped what sparked this interest. And at the time, I was actually doing a lot of that at the builder that I was working for and traveling all over the state doing that exact thing. So it was a really good fit for me. But Rick, he's a fearless guy, and he had the idea, and I think there were some other people in his Builder 20 group that were also doing something that was very similar. And he saw an opportunity, and here we are. So
Yeah.
4 years later, and 22 counties in,
Yeah.
we're well on our way to hopefully hitting all 99 soon.
Given the fact that you're in so many counties and so far, call it, away from home, I use that in quotes, right?
Yeah.
What are the unique challenges as a result of that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, number one is travel. We have a really good trade base, and we like to refer to them. I'm sure you've heard us say trade partners.
Sure.
At Hubble, we like to say trade partners because they are partners, and we are not successful unless they're successful and are great to work with. So, having a really good trade base in the metro was first and foremost. Understanding our product and who's willing to travel to understand the need that we're trying to fill. So that was kind of step one was, hey, we have these homes here we're going to do. Are you guys willing to honor this pricing, this metro pricing, if you will? And then obviously there's some involved, we have to travel. So there's some fees involved.
Right.
That was challenge number one. The second one was being able to really explain and educate our buyers that we are a turnkey builder. You get into some of the rural markets, things are a little different, right?
Right.
My uncle can dig
That's right.
dig the basement.
Yes.
My cousin can do the electrical.
Right.
I've got a brother that does plumbing. But in order for us to offer the high quality product that we want with the warranty that we want to provide, we need to be able to use our vetted trade base.
You didn't work this hard to earn next to nothing on your money. Savings accounts barely move the needle. Tech stocks, AI stocks, well, it kind of feels like Vegas out there right now. Rentals, too oftentimes it means tenants, toilets, termites, and not the cash flow you were thinking. Well, so I've got an alternative. Little Guy Loans Co-Lending Fund. Qualified accredited investors are earning 10 to 11% annual passive returns. It's paid quarterly by co-lending with us alongside me on short-term first lien real estate loans right here in the greater Des Moines area. Your money's backed by a real property, not promises. It stays close to home. We've successfully funded well over $10 million in loans right here in central Iowa. So if you want steady income without headaches, click the link below in the show notes. Let's connect. We'll see if it's a fit for you.
So being a turnkey builder for rural building is rural water, septic. Is it propane? Are we doing all electric? How far off the road are you going to be?
Yeah.
Has the county approved that? Do we need a culvert? Is there a 911? And so you go down this list to check all these boxes. And I think people have found comfort in the fact that I can step back as a homeowner because it's a stressful process.
That's right.
I can step back and go, okay, you're going to take care of everything. And the team that I've formed and we've assembled, we've been able to do that. And so that's one. But then also getting integrated with the local trade base. So now that we are getting a little bit bigger and our outreach is expanding, I pride myself on small town Iowa, growing up in Waverly, having family in areas like Boone, Dayton, Boxholm, Ogden, Creston. I know what that small town feel is. And I want to partner local with these local trades if we can, but then we have to kind of explain who we are too. So you're working through that process of, yes, we're from Des Moines, but we're all small town people at heart and we really want to work with you. So let's try to figure this out. But outside of those two big ones, I mean, we've had a lot of really early on success and I give a lot of credit to my team because they're just great people and they work really hard and they take a lot of pride in what they're doing.
What trades have been easiest to source from small town Iowa?
So kind of the low hanging fruit, dumpsters, porta-johns, bedding materials, rock, sand, those types of things, trucking.
Yeah.
We've been diversifying a little bit more with foundations and septics and plumbing and that kind of thing, but those have been the easiest ones.
Sure.
Yeah. It's harder to find the carpenters, the framers, trim carpenters, finish guys.
I would imagine that. When you get into other sections of Iowa, where there's a population base, I'm thinking Eastern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Can you draw out some of these, framers, some of these other, call it a higher skilled trade, if you will, or you still locked, you still really want to leverage the guys that you know, like and trust.
It's a combination of both, right? So we have, as the pool is growing and we know and the word gets out that somebody's interested in working with us, we will automatically include them in our bid set. So we will compare that to our local trades who are then traveling. And then we can give the buyer the option.
Sure.
And if you really want to partner local, here's the price to do it. And we don't hide anything. So
as a result of building, so far from home, if you will, what's the cost impact? What's that typically look like?
Yeah, we have a little more overhead on the vehicles,
Sure.
Superintendent's travel time. When you're building close to home, you can go to jobs every single day.
Yeah.
Make the loop around the metro, 45 minutes, you hit every house. Our superintendents have to stagger. So the construction schedule although maybe is a little longer, 6, 7, 8 months, what you're finding is higher efficiencies when someone's on site because they're bringing more people from their crew
Sure.
to get the work done in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
So that does overall lead to pretty good build schedules, but you're kind of staggering your approach a little bit because you can't get to every job every
Sure.
single day. So the vehicles is one, the gas, tires,
Yeah.
oil changes.
Yeah.
We're burning through stuff pretty quick, but
I can imagine so. But now I'll play the counter to that. The counter to that is how historically it was built. And historically, it was built by these
local,
local one-off. They're only going to build a handful of properties.
three, 4, 5, maybe a year.
Right.
Similar to how I learned the trade
Sure.
was we were the general contractor.
Yeah.
We probably helped on pouring the flat work and outsourced the mechanicals. Then we framed it. Then we shingled it. So that process takes longer.
Right.
And you hear that old expression of jack of all trades, master of none, but you want to learn the process.
Sure.
And what better way to learn than build
That's
the
right.
house from start to finish? But on a scalability factor, it's hard to do that. When there's a pool of 2 or 3 builders in town to pick from, their schedules are, we're seeing local builders 2 to 3 years out. Yeah.
The pricing, I can imagine, is higher. You have to have preferred pricing in every product you ever touch, given the sheer volume of what you guys do.
Yep. So when you see those local prices, we've been shocked a few times, to be honest, but the reality is we understand why. And it's a scalability thing. If we're doing 30 homes at a time versus 3, we're going to be pretty competitive.
There's no doubt about it. Talk to me about when you go into a municipality, city or county or whatever, and they want to build multiple homes at a time. What does that typically look like? Who the ideal, municipality that's going, yes, this is for us. What does that look like? What gets them engaged?
Yeah. So we have a lot of meetings with the local community leaders. So this is city administrators, economic development teams. I've probably at some point touched base with the Iowa Economic Development Authority or the Iowa Area Development Group or the Iowa Rural, what am I trying to say? Iowa Rural Development. So Bill Menner's group. And they've kind of been a big part of, hey, have you talked to, or this person really wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
And so we'll get in front of these communities and they're always excited. Don't get me wrong. They're always excited. But what we need is here's 8 things that, and coincidentally enough, to tie in with Rick's 8 to great, we have 8 kind of highlighted on our checklist out of about 40 things that we need. Here's the top 8. Shovel ready lots. Do you have any incentives? Are there any abatements? What's the local trade base? These are just some of them.
Sure.
And we start checking those boxes. If they have the shovel ready lots, that is a big box.
No doubt.
Because now we know this is viable.
Right.
And then they start coming to the table with, hey, this local employer might be able to do this. The city's willing to throw in this. Have you talked to this person about that? How can we market this? Who can we partner with? Are there any local realtors in town? And so you kind of start getting everybody rowing in the same direction.
Sure.
I like to use Knoxville as an example. We've had a lot of success down there. We've sold 12 of our 15 homes in 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's 5 a year. And we have 5 under construction right now, 2 of which are on contract. And you're really starting to see the need for housing.
Yeah.
And the market is there. It's showing that we need it. So figuring out those opportunities, it's not just, do you have shovel-ready lots? But what is the market telling us? Have you done a rural readiness assessment? What does your comprehensive plan look like? And there's no finished, fine-tuned ingredient. Every community's slightly different. The lots are different sizes. Some are alley load, some are front load.
Yeah.
Some are really wanting duplexes, which we haven't gotten into that yet. Some are wanting more of the townhome, but our lane is single family,
families. Yep.
owner occupied, residential.
When you're in a city like that, and let's use Knoxville if you like, who's the investor behind this? Are you guys rolling these things from a spec project and it's in your
It's us. Yep.
It's you guys. Okay. When you go into these cities, it's all those questions you gave me it's largely so you can figure out and understand that marketplace.
And risk,
the incentives, what your
risk
risk reward.
mitigation, understanding how quickly can we get it built, get it sold. Obviously, we want to reduce carrying costs.
Correct.
We want to keep these things moving.
Yep.
And then we want to rinse and repeat. And if it works, we want to come back and do it again.
Right.
And that's why Knoxville, we've come back for the third time. But we've been in places like Jefferson, Gowrie, Manning. We started in Panora this year.
Yeah.
Knoxville, Conrad. If folks are familiar with Conrad, just north of Marshalltown, great school district, consolidating, but it's a small town, 1,000 people. And we're looking at those opportunities too, on hospitals, trails, amenities, all the things that people
That's right.
are
No matter
looking
where you
for.
are. Yeah. Average price point of those type of, I'm going to label this the spec builds.
Yeah, the affordable, attainable. I like home attainable.
Yeah. Yeah. What average price point?
Last year, the price point on those was $320,000.
Okay. So give me some color as to who's buying these, because I think some of our listeners who may not be well exposed to small town Iowa, they're going, 320 doesn't sound that affordable in small town Iowa, but the commute is, I know, is different for a lot of these people where they're willing to work.
Correct.
And live because of their choice. Yeah.
We look at those rural housing readiness assessments.
Yes.
And we can see in a population, 30% of the population is commuting.
That's right.
Or 40% or 50%.
Right.
And, if you're a local business owner, you're trying to grow your business, you got to retain your people. You got to keep them in town.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose them.
Right.
To Des Moines or Iowa City or, a big metropolis. But to answer your question, we've had first-time home buyers. We've had folks that are wanting to upgrade. So maybe they bought a house for their first house and it needed some work. And it was kind of getting to that point of, okay, are we going to invest $20,000 or $30,000 into this remodel or sell it and go buy something new? We've had a few folks that are moving back. This was their hometown and they maybe have had their professional career and getting close to retirement. They want to be close to home or family. But we've also had some people that are in retirement that are purchasing, especially over in Manning, the pocket neighborhood over there has an HOA. So it's taking care of grass, snow, easy living, right? It's walkable. It's right by the school. But it's kind of all over the board, to be honest with you. There's not one clear demographic that we've seemed to capture because we're offering a variety of product.
Sure.
So within that 320, we've had slab on grade sell for 280, 290. We've had 2 stories sell for 335. A lot of ranch, obviously.
Sure.
It's the bulk of our builds. And those kind of go between that 300 to 320. Yeah.
From being 4 years in now, what is one thing today, if you reflect back to the beginning, what's one thing you would have thought, there's no way we could get that done? It's just not going to happen. You've shocked yourself based on what you guys have been able to accomplish in the 4 years you've been there.
I think the volume so far, because we have a really nice blend of customs and the speculative. And so the sheer number of homes, which obviously we want to keep increasing as our trade base grows and our name gets out there. But that would be one. And then the number of connections too. I mean, we've been able to partner with communities and the number of people that we're meeting along the way, from Deputy Director Debbie Durham to city administrator over here to the local concrete guy. I mean, it's just been a great mix and a great blend of understanding that process. And the more we can accelerate that, the better success that we're going to have.
Yeah.
Because we want to be everywhere. Our goal is, man, you guys are everywhere. And that's really what we're after.
Yeah. Well, that ability to be everywhere also creates some greater efficiencies at some juncture, right?
Yes.
When you can pull from, you got really good trade person in, can service 5 counties or whatever it happens to be.
Yes.
In a section of the state.
And that's something that we're kind of inching towards as our name gets out there. And we have folks that are willing to, because some of the trades are taking a chance on us too. They don't know us. We don't know them. And so it's a little bit of an interview process when you do that first house together. But to your point, the closer we get to being able to section off parts of the state and getting the team in place for that area, if you will, then the scalability really can grow from there.
Yeah. Looking forward 5 years from now, what's it look like for you?
My goal for Origin is to have at least 4 sales centers, opportunities for people to come in, learn our process, meet our team, and really get a good understanding of how this works. And it is possible to build a fully custom home out in the middle of nowhere. We've proven that we can do it. We've been 3 hours from the metro.
Yeah.
We've been to Bogie. We've been to Sigourney. We've been to Decatur. We're over in Denison right now. We know we can do it, but I really want to be able to set up those kind of quadrants, if you will, so that they have teams running in sync with each other that are doing similar processes, if not the exact same, to what my team of 6 is doing right now.
Sure.
A team of 3 or 4 can be very mighty in an area like that.
If you're a house flipper, execute the burst strategy, or do double closings and are in need of money, Little Guy Loans is your go-to lender here in the Des Moines area. Time is money. Loan approvals in 24 hours. Closings in 5 days. Little Guy Loans was founded by Neil Timmins, an investor just like you. Since he has been in over 10,000 homes in Des Moines, there's never an appraisal. Houses, multifamily, and commercial property loans up to $1 million. Check out www.littleguyloans.com.
What year will it be when you cross the border and build in a bordering state? The day's coming where you're going,
Nebraska, Missouri,
it's just over the river.
Minnesota. It doesn't seem that far away when you look at the map.
Sure.
And you see where we're in Bogie right now.
Right.
And
faster to get to Omaha.
We're almost looking at, right?
Right.
And we have a great team in Omaha too.
Sure.
One of our 19 divisions.
Yeah.
So we are kind of working west, but west and north, I feel like are a little more popular.
Sure.
It's probably a couple years out yet, but we don't say no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the fearlessness of our team, but also having Hubble Realty at our back.
Right.
Because they are willing to help us with resources needed to make things happen. So who wouldn't be excited about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it's a great opportunity.
It's so cool for what you guys do and where you go. Yeah. And a lot of it's like, cool. You got to figure some things out as you go too.
We do.
It's not.
There's challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's challenges. Inspections is another one.
Sure. Oh, well.
I didn't touch on that.
We were probably totally different. I mean, every place you go, you're like, what's the rule at this?
Yeah. Right. A building permit in Des Moines looks very different than Waukee, than very different in Sigourney or Bogie or Denison, sometimes non-existent.
Yeah.
So that's where we have a third-party inspector that their company travels with us. So that's kind of how we can help ease the mind a little bit, safety blanket, if you will, for our clients, for us, for our trades. And they do, I want to say, about 7 inspections per house. So they'll come out, we test the soils, footings, walls, waterproofing, framing, mechanicals, all the same inspections. And they've been great to work with too, because they're out of West Des Moines as well.
Yeah.
And having that, I think, is also important, but also a challenge. And sometimes the county has a zoning permit, but there's no inspections correlated to that permit. It's just for sheer fact, of recording it. So that would be another challenge, I guess, that I maybe didn't touch on, was just the zoning and permitting process. Yeah.
2026, what are you most excited about?
We have a lot of really good communities that we're working with, and we have a lot of great clients that we're working with. And the opportunities to get to some of these areas that we haven't been in northwestern Iowa. I'm excited for the team, but I'm excited for the clients, people that have been dreaming about building a custom home and wanting that pantry, or just the lot that they've owned or inherited, or it's been passed down generation. And you hear that, we come out here and we look at it and we've always thought we could build here, but we didn't know where to start. We didn't know who to talk to. Yeah. So those opportunities with those clients is really exciting. We've got some great projects that have carried us from last year into this year that will close. And they'll be kind of showstoppers. A couple of these big customs are showstoppers. And then this next round of workforce housing. So, yeah.
I'm curious, on the custom side, what has been the largest one you guys have built?
We've got one in Northwest Iowa that is 3,800 square feet on the main.
Yeah.
It's got a finished room over the garage, frog room, if you will. And it's got a bathroom, bedroom, and then it's got a fully finished basement. So it's a big one.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts, great view out the back.
Yeah.
I think they own 10 or 15 acres of town there.
Yeah.
But That's going to be a fun one. And we just finished one up in Union, which was, I want to drop the ball here. Marshall County, Grundy. My team would just be shaking their heads. That was a great one too.
It's only 99 to memorize.
Yeah, right. Very custom, a lot of stone, custom range, 2 islands, really
Wow.
decorative, decked out office area. Just a really cool ambiance.
Yeah.
You're out there in the middle of what was a cornfield.
Yeah.
And now you're
Very cool.
at your brand new house on your back deck and enjoying a cup of coffee and,
Very fun.
it's a lot of fun. My team does a great job. I got to give them a lot of credit.
You got a big organization. It takes that to get it to go.
It certainly does.
You ready for the final 3 questions?
Sure.
If you had one piece of advice for your 20-year-old self, what would it be?
Oh boy. Good question. I would say don't ever take anything for granted. Continue to work hard and continue to make connections. That's a big piece of where you end up is who you're meeting, treating people with respect, that kind of thing. But those connections are so important, and you can't emphasize that enough.
2 books that changed your life.
2 books?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Shocking. I mean, admittedly, I don't read a lot. The Bible is a big one. That's probably kind of a go-to answer for a lot of people, but it is important. And it is for our family and for us. That's at the top of the list. The other one would probably be, Mice and Men was good. Gatsby was good. Lord of the Flies, also really good. Changed my life though, man. I don't know if I can give you an answer. I don't know. Yeah.
That's totally fair. Well, you got one staple book that would certainly change your
Right.
life. Yeah. If you were cast away on an island for 1 year, you could only get 3 pieces of data about your business each and every month.
Oh my.
There you go. What 3 things must you know every month to know how your business is running?
Well, we need to know sales.
Yeah.
That's number 1. We need to know where we're at. How many contracts have we signed? We need to know our closings. So those 2.
Yeah.
I'm on an island. Probably starts would be up there too. Sales, closing, starts, so that we can keep projecting. That's a tough one. I haven't thought about
All
that.
your answers make sense to me. You got to know where you're at in the pipeline
Right,
from we signed it to we're getting the cash.
I would like to know how my team's doing in there somewhere too.
Yeah. Matt, I've asked lots of questions. What's one question I did not ask that I should have asked?
Well, how are we different? Maybe that could be one. What sets us apart? And for me, it's our staples: product, process, and people. Our product is phenomenal. We stand behind it. It's something that our trade partners stand behind and keeping the quality high. Our process, we feel like we can guide people through very easily because of our level of experience, because of the things we've learned along the way, because of the fact that we've seen, okay, this is a great idea that's might work. This is a great idea that's definitely not going to work, but we're going to help you with that process and eliminate headaches and try to make this stress free, try to make it fun. It's a huge investment. So we want people to enjoy it, not feel like I'm part of this nightmare story and you hear it, I built a house. It took over a year. It was stressful. It was awful. So I feel like our process is fine-tuned in that sense that it's fun, it's inviting. Again, it's because we have great people that understand what we're doing. So product, process, and then our people. And having the team at our back with Hubble Realty Company, having my team with Origin, who I've all bought in. We stay very positive. That's important to me. It's important to them. Yeah. It's easy to go down the negative hole, especially in building in Iowa, 12 months out of the year.
And there's always a challenge.
Always going to be a challenge. Yeah. It's going to be too wet. It's going to be too dry. It's going to be too windy. Yeah. It's going to be snowing. We're going to not have a product we need, but investing in the people and getting them on board and understanding is the third pillar of who we are.
It's fantastic. I've learned a lot today, so I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Connect. For people, they want to find you, follow you, connect with Origin Homes. What can they do? Where should they go? Yeah,
so they can find us on social media. Obviously, kind of our normal Facebook, Instagram, our website, originhomesiowa.com, LinkedIn. We're on there. All of us are on there. Claire's probably shaking her head going, "You're forgetting one." But that's the easiest way. And then obviously our Hubble Realty website.
Sure.
There's links to find us on there too. So
Perfect. We'll put the links below in the show notes for everybody.
you might see some trucks driving around.
Yeah.
Phone numbers on there too.
Exactly.
So there you go. You can
Yeah.
call those.
Yeah. It's perfect. Matt, I appreciate being here.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks
This was
so much.
awesome.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next time.
Thanks for listening. If you're enjoying the show, may I ask a favor of you? Naturally, subscribe so you never miss an episode. But would you rate and leave an honest written review on Apple Podcasts? It does a lot for us here at the show, and I appreciate reading your thoughts. Great guests make for a great show. If you know of another Iowan who would be a great guest, or you yourself have interest in being a guest, well, get on our radar. Visit Investing in Iowa to fill out an application or recommend a guest. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one, go to LegacyImpactInvestors.com. Click on the Invest With Us button in the top right corner, and there you can pick a time for the two of us to get on the calendar and connect. Until next time, keep investing in Iowa.